I've watched people climb out of financial ruin and rebuild beautiful lives. But I've also watched people I cared about walk straight into disaster, even after I told them exactly how to avoid it. That's what 30 years as a debt coach will teach you. Hey there, friends, it's Steve. Welcome to the Get Out of Debt Guy podcast. If you're a returning listener, you know this is a place where we trade shame for truth and fear for freedom. And if you're new here, well, I'm glad you're here. This episode it's close to my heart because today I'm not giving you a tip or a tactic. I'm telling you what 30 years of walking through other people's money messes have taught me. It's taught me a lot about debt, about people, and about the deep down stuff no spreadsheet can solve. When I started out, I believed if I laid out the right steps, clear, logical, smart people would just do it. Problem solved. But I learned quickly people aren't puzzles, they're human. And humans don't always pick the best option, even when it's right in front of them. Sometimes they nod through the conversation and promise to take action. Yeah, Steve, I hear you. And then they go do the exact opposite thing. They'd stay stuck. They'd waited too long, and I'd have to watch them fall. And it hurts every single time. But here's the brutal truth. There's not a damn thing you can do to save someone who isn't ready to be saved. That doesn't mean you stop trying. It just means you stop forcing. Over the years, I've held my share of sobbing clients. I've given out more hugs than I can count, and tens of thousands more virtual hugs online to folks who just needed someone to tell them, you're not alone. This work has never been about judgment. It's always been about being human together. When people are ready, lives change fast. There was this woman. Let's call her Denise. She came to me after her husband passed away unexpectedly. The bills were out of control. She was afraid. Collection calls came every day. She was terrified she'd lose the house they built together. I told her the truth. Denise, bankruptcy is your best move. She hated the word. She thought it meant she was a failure. She was going to lose everything. But she listened and she did it. And a year later, she emailed me with a picture of her dog smiling in the front yard of the house she still owned. And she wrote, "You gave me back my life." That's the reward. That's why I did this. I've had people download one of my books over at getoutofdebt.org, never speak to me directly, and still come back years later and say, I just wanted you to know your advice changed everything. Those are the moments I carry in my heart. And here's something I need to say loud and clear. Because I've seen far too many people suffer in silence because of this one word, bankruptcy. I went through it myself. I remember the fear. I know what it feels like. But it's not the enemy. In fact, more people avoid bankruptcy who should have filed than the other way around. Why? Because, like me way back then, I was scared. They're scared now. Because they think bankruptcy is immoral, because they're afraid they'll ruin their credit for life. But here's the truth. Even churches file bankruptcy. It's a tool. It's a legal reset. It was designed for a reason, to give people overwhelmed by debt a fresh start they're entitled to. And believe it or not, people who file bankruptcy often do better financially in the long run than those who try to avoid it. So if you've been dragging your feet, feeling ashamed, stuck in fear, please hear this. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to say, I need a reset. You're not a failure. You're a human being who deserves peace. Now, I'm not working with people one-on-one like I used to. I've stepped back from that role, but something beautiful has happened in its place. My mentee, now my dear friend Damon Day, has picked up the torch. And I mean that sincerely. Watching Damon apply the same principles, the same patience, and the same no-nonsense honesty with people makes me damn proud in a way that I wasn't expecting. It's kind of like planting a tree and years later seeing it bloom in someone else's garden. Damon's helping a new generation, and he's doing it in a way that would have made the younger version of me nod and say, yeah, damn, this guy gets it. For years, I thought my job was to help people to get out of debt. But looking back now, after all these decades, I realized I was doing something entirely different. I was helping people rediscover hope. Because when debt steals your peace, it also steals your future. And what people really need is someone to say, there's still a way forward, and I'll walk beside you until you believe it too. Helping someone through debt is like handing them a flashlight in a cave. You can't carry them, but you can light up the next few feet and stay with them, even when the path is dark. So wherever you are in your journey right now, if you're stuck, you're scared, you're unsure, you are not alone. Start where you are. Be willing to take the first step and know that there's light ahead. And if you need a nudge, go to getoutofdebt.org. I've written books, guides, and stories. They're all waiting there for you. And if you need to talk to somebody to be your guide, be your friend, and help you through this mess, go visit Damon, DAMONDAY.com. It's the best thing that you'll ever do. If you enjoyed the podcast today, it's free to subscribe. Hit the like button or tell someone about it. It'll help me. It'll help you too. I love win-win outcomes. And when you hit that like button, it tells the algorithm that this was worth listening to, and that helps more folks find their way here. Till next time, stay awesome, be kind to each other, and remember to do good things. See ya. Got a money question keeping you up at night? Well, don't just Google it. Get real answers from real people who actually know what they're talking about. Head to getoutofdebt.org/podcast to ask your question, and you might hear it on an upcoming episode. But hey, if you'd rather keep it private, Damon Day has your back. Visit DAMONDAY.com because getting out of debt is easier with the right help. That's getoutofdebt.org/podcast, where smart money questions lead to smarter money moves.